Hello to you all, and welcome to Pyramid Energy, a journey through intuition, wisdom, and loving insight. If you've journeyed with me before, welcome back, and thank you all for being here with me. There is something that wants to be expressed. I can't quite figure out just yet whether it's coming from the outside, from another person, or from within yourself. But you can feel this energy, and it's like I see a jar that's full of something, and it's kind of like the lid wants to pop off. It's filled with love, it's filled with passion, and it wants to be expressed, and it wants to be heard, and it's moving and it's building up. I've felt this for a few days now, and it's as if it's this energy of progression, and again, unclear whether someone wants to say something to you or whether you want to say something. However that is, this thing is being offered. This thing is a result of a lot of development, a lot of work that's been put in, either on you or on this person. And so this is a result, almost like a realized manifestation that's about to become apparent. But where it's sitting right now is very much in the decision-making zone. Just weighing things up, trying to decide how. And so this thing is ready, but it's more a matter of format, if we're referring to something that you're going to express, or approach, if that is someone who wants to say something to you. There is a concern about how this offering might affect the current status of things. So either current community or current relationship, there's a concern around this offering, how it's going to affect other factors. And so what I'm feeling right now is, as I'm observing the energy, this is energy, so it's not coming to me right now in the form of a person or a project. It's almost wanting to present itself as both, as though it could very well be both, again, because it's energy, or because it actually wants to, I'm seeing this, it actually wants to present itself, it's presenting itself as both, so that you can manifest both. So there is something, this external thing is actually a reflection of what is happening inside of you. So during this time, there's something that you are preparing to express, and this person or other external thing is readying itself to express itself to you, as though these things move together, as though they move together and may actually manifest at the same time. And another thing I feel that we're being showed here is how inextricably linked our manifestations are to us. And so, just in terms of alignment, that how you move is actually what determines what comes in. And so as you overcome these parts of yourself and prepare to create something that's being expressed through you, it's that opening that holds the vibration of the thing that can now enter. And I think that this has been the problem a lot of the time with things that we want to manifest, is that we're expecting more from the external than we have met within ourselves. This is a big responsibility, but at the same time, what I'm seeing here is that this is intuitively very empowering, because as you feel into yourself, the things you're overcoming, the processes happening and changing and shifting within yourself, observing your thoughts, observing how you take action, what's driving you, that actually allows you to read the process that's happening externally with the other person. So you're now actually directly communicating with another person based on what you're feeling and seeing within yourself, which actually gets the wheel turning on this process, because how you evolve is determining how they evolve towards you. So how you evolve towards your own visions and your own execution of your stuff is reflected in them. So this is very interesting, because I don't know if I've ever seen a manifestation the way I'm seeing it right now. And so you're actually only really ever able to realize your manifestations as far as you're willing to realize yourself. And so to me, this feels like a great opportunity as well to see what is slowing you down in certain areas, to get really honest with yourself, not hard on yourself. But these are things that, I mean, the jar is popping. The jar is popping. And so the information is there and ready. And so there's a bit of a, I'm trying to see what this block is that's causing a delay. I think definitely I'm feeling for one is definitely around admitting to yourself, getting clear with yourself on why you want this thing. And so then the why becomes more of the driving force than the how. And then the how will then be born through the discipline that is driven by the why. I think what's important to note here is that you're very much supported here. And so this stuff already exists. It's like a thought that just needs to be transformed now into words. It's no longer in the state of feeling. So it's moved from another dimension where it was completely unclear, and it has now moved to conscious thought. So it's in your mind. And so the next step is literally either to put it to paper or to express it or to package it. And I want to make this distinction of how progressed something is once it's in the mind and once it's in your conscious awareness. Because for a long time, this thing was sitting in your unconscious. It was not, it was a feeling. And now it's actually a thing. So it's literally it's like all the ingredients are laid on the table, so you know something needs to be baked, and you just now need to get there and start using your utensils or whatever to make it. And as I say this, I'm realizing that this person who wants to speak to you, you know, for if this applies to you, and I feel it very much as both, this person who wants to speak to you, for a long time you were sitting in their unconscious. You were a feeling. For a long time you were a feeling, and now you're in their mind. So we are past the point where you pop up sometimes. You're now cued as like one of the next steps. It's just a matter of wording it, voicing it, saying it, and getting past this last gate. It's like a go sign. The person just needs to say, okay, go. This feels like a very mind type of way of explaining something, and I'm going to say this. Try to put yourself in the position of the person that you're dealing with, or that you're not quite yet dealing with, that's going to be brought to your now real awareness, physical awareness, visible, audible, okay? You might want to think towards like frustration. Why the delay? Why can't you get past yourself? Why are you just thinking, why don't you say something? And so look at how we can observe other people and judge their lack of movement. And actually we can we can turn that around and put it on ourselves and be able to see ourselves differently and how able we are actually of getting past ourselves. And so it almost levels the playing ground. So this other energy is actually now balancing you out in terms of where you're not getting past yourself, because it's so easy to see when you look at it externally. And so now imagine yourself as your own, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering, but imagine yourself as the observer of you, watching you, and see yourself that way, that you're actually not that far from just taking the step, because actually it's a step. And one might want to actually ask the question here, is it not worse to sit and not do something than to try? What do you have to lose? Perhaps that is one of the questions one asks. What do you have to lose? And the answer to that is, maybe what I have to say or do will not be well received. Yeah, but what if you never try? Is it not worse? And so you start to reckon with what the worst is, and the worst is the non-action. Because the non-action it's like trapped possibility. It's suffocated possibility. And so this jar just wants to be opened up. And so you just got to twist that lid, open it up, and start to scatter the contents of the jar on the table. One of the things that wants to be looked at here is around past disappointments, past areas where one has been let down or things have not turned out the way they would have preferred for them to. It's somewhat like spilt milk, but it leaves a little bit of a sour stain on the prospect of the future. And as you think about this, I'd like you to consider walking away from any thoughts and anything in your surroundings. I'd like you to look at those things as the gift of experience. The things that allow you to open up and realize that, like, what you really want. Because if you think about experiences, there's actually no bypassing the negative ones if you need the negative ones to give you a clearer view of what your Two of Cups, for example, looks like. And so there, in that, we're released from the fear of these energies or these events or these things recurring. We release the judgment of those spaces on us because they no longer actually form an important part of our current experience. Okay, so they're learning, so we put them in the learnings box rather than the taking forward with me box. And we also express a sense of gratitude for them. And so rather than putting them in the regret box, we can transfer them into the gratitude box, because it's because of them that we got to where we are. And that said, to be in the gratitude box does not mean you need to walk forward with all this stuff. You've compartmentalized it and you've put it where it belongs, as a necessary process, as a necessary community or a necessary person or experience. And so there's no regret, because it's important that you stay focused on this thing that you do want to create. These disappointing experiences feel important to note, because I feel like that is what's holding you back. I feel like that's what's holding you back. And if you consider what I've been saying about these possibilities, you know, whether this is you or the external person or both, stuttering so much today, I think that, and this for me speaks to this hesitation, this fear of falling over your words or whatever it is. But I want you to now picture this evolution within yourself, the result it's going to have on this person that's waiting to speak to you. Because again, you're attracting through your vibration. And your composition currently is actually the block for both of you. And so here, there's actually a mutual transformation taking place. And it's taking place through this nurturing of courage. And it's actually made stronger because you're not working on your own. So it's as if every movement, every point of evolution, every thought that starts to come together and make sense, you're both benefiting from this process. You're already collaborating. It's like you're already collaborating. And this feels like solid teamwork, because the thing that you want in your life, you want it that much. This person has not been in your awareness. Okay, it's something you parked a long time ago. It's something you parked a long time ago. And this is one of those moments I'm having where I'm going to need to go back and listen to this reading myself, because it's just happening this way. It's something you parked a long time ago. And so the need of that aspect is not actually your priority. It might be interesting for you, but it's not actually your priority. Your priority is the jar that you're looking at that's wanting to get something out. And it's asking you to dig deep, and it's asking you to release it, because as you release it, it's going to be letting out way more than you expected. That's why you've got that energy of like, and I said, it's love and passion in a jar, and the top is popping. That's why you have that feeling, because it is that. And I don't want you to fear the contents of this jar. I don't want you to fear them, because they'll be released at your own pace. It's just that the reward will be more than you expect. And this is not really a ripple effect. This is just like a dual manifestation. And I'm telling you, it doesn't want to reveal itself, this other thing. It doesn't want you to know that it's definitely both. I can feel it hiding. It's like that part is not being confirmed. I'm confirming it. But that aspect is not being confirmed because it doesn't want you to lose focus. It wants you to remain focused on what you can do about this for yourself. There are also other things here that are playing a part, that are blocking the progression of your experience. There are things that you have decided you are walking away from, but there is an element, an air of dishonesty with yourself on this, and they're saying you need to execute on these things to prove to yourself that you really are serious about walking away from them. And so perhaps these are processes you've begun and you have not completed them, conversations you've decided to have but you have not had them, people that you've been dealing with that you no longer want to deal with but you haven't told them. They're saying that the proof will be in the pudding. They're also showing me that there is so much moving. There's so much moving. It's like the jar is like jam-packed and there's incoming into it. So as soon as you open it, it's just going to start flowing. It's just going to keep coming. And perhaps you can only see maybe the first 1-2 steps, but they're saying that the kind of energy you've been generating, all it needs is for you to just open the floodgates. That is all. And this is because you've gathered a lot of insight. You've really explored this area a lot. And so the organizing of it will actually be in the action. I'm also understanding here that you're going to be a powerful creator in terms of what you're doing. You're going to be you are a powerful creator. I'm just saying like now that you're actually going to be doing it. Because you've got rid of a lot of all the noise, the stuff that you don't like and the stuff that doesn't matter. You've already cleared all of that up. And so in terms of your creation, you've cleared all of that up. It's just this external sort of surrounding stuff that you haven't spent your time on that you now need to clean up, make way. The card I have here is the Mirror Guardian. It says, take time to reflect. Take some time to reflect on your strengths and challenges and how far you've come. Recognize your gifts. Angels accept you just the way you are. Even when you are going through a challenging time, they still hold you in the highest esteem. The mirror guardian, a female angel looking into the mirror of life, invites you to witness your spiritual strength and beauty, to see yourself as angels do. The mirror represents the fact that your core beliefs and ideas are in fact what is reflected back to you by your world. Your life is one big mirror of how you feel within, and the mirror guardian helps you recognize that. When this card appears, you are being invited to take some time to see where you are right now. I also have traveler, move in a new direction. Welcome any opportunities to travel, either to the outer world or to your inner worlds. The traveler card represents the gypsy spirit within. The opportunity to move in a new direction is coming your way, and ancestral wisdom is encouraging you to welcome it with open arms. Going on a trip is an exciting process because not only do you learn about the world, you also learn about yourself. This card often comes up when you have a chance to go through a process of awakening and understand even more about the amazing qualities you have to share with the world. Often such journeys can be lonely, but this in itself can teach you that you are never really alone, and your angels and ancestors are there for you. These two cards for me are really reflecting this conversation we've been having around looking within yourself to see what's reflected back to you. What's reflected back to you in your immediate space in terms of your actions that you'll then take, and then also what's reflected in terms of what comes into your life that was not completely in your full awareness. And that this process is actually going to be taking you to a new place. Not only a deeper place within yourself, but to places that go beyond where you currently are. It feels like once you get into this thing, once the momentum starts building here, it does feel like you're going to wake up and find yourself so far from where you are now. And in a sense, you are already there. It's like the destination has been decided. And I do recognize that it's not with all manifestation that the destination is decided. But this one is, because it's just a matter of the communication. It's there. I hope that you found this reading insightful, and sending you love. I've recorded an extension to this reading. You'll find the link below, and it relates to someone who walked away from a difficult experience and made big choices in the past, and elements of this experience are coming up right now in the form of grief, needing clearing in order to move forward.